What an interesting topic we have for you guys and gals today. Third place at the Mr. Olympia, the bronze medal. Who was the best bodybuilder to place third at the Mr. Olympia event? This was a fan voted on, requested, voted. Want to see the rest of the votes? Or the rest of the requests? I apologize. Get this video up to, we'll say 400 likes. We'll do the rest of them. But yes, third place at the Olympia. This is a screenshot from a video I did last year. You guys wanted to see the best bronze medalist at the Olympia from the last 10 years. And that's what I did. A couple of these guys won it twice, things of that nature. But for this video, we're going to do something totally different. First of all, we're going to do a complete history of the Olympia, which is always fun. And second of all, we're going to X a few of these guys out. We're going to X out Sean Roden, Dexter Jackson, William Bonac, Hattie Shupin, and Phil Heath, because they all went on to place higher than third. So we're only looking at guys that placed third for their highest, like Dennis Wolf and Bunder, Roelly the Beast Winklaar. And we will get to those guys in a minute. Now ask for Nick Walker and Samson Dauda. Samson Dauda, when I made that video last year, it was before the Olympia, so he wasn't in the video. We're going to exclude both of these guys as well, because they are current competitors. It's not fair to say that that's all they will ever place. And that's what this video is about, guys that place third for their highest ever placing. And then at the end, I will give you my opinion on who I think was the ultimate bronze medalist, the best third place Olympian of all time. But let us go back into the dawn of the times. Or the dawn of time? Whatever it would be. When times were simpler. When physiques were simpler. This is Earl Maynard. He placed third at the very first Mr. Olympia event in 1965. So this is what physiques look like, guys. And this was the top three. It was the only three competitors. We had Larry Scott, of course, he won. Harold Harold Poole placed second. And Earl Maynard there. He could have easily won, I guess. At the end of the day, it's definitely fair to say that the best man won. But Earl Maynard, he stands in history as the very first ever third place Olympian, and he gets entered into this video by default. And you could say the same thing about this dude here. This is Reg Lewis. He competed at the 1970 Mr. Olympia event, and there was only 3 gentlemen there to compete. So Reg Lewis went on to place third at this event, and it was the only Olympia, much like Earl Maynard. So, like I said, by default, he makes it onto this list. Look at Arnold. Come on, Reg Lewis, what are you even doing here? Your arms look like little Hebrew sausages. Slapstick. But anyway, all throughout the rest of the 70s, it was always guys that went on to place either first or second at the Olympia that were placing third. So nobody placed third as their highest placing at the Olympia until 1981. This was your top 3 that year. Tom Platz in the center. He placed third. And this was your top 3, like I said. Franco won the event. Chris Dickerson placed second. I mean, give it to anybody. Give it to the Roy Callender there in the back. I believe he placed 4th that year. And he could be mentioned in this video, but he did place second in his weight class in the later 70s. So guys like that, and Ed Corney, who also placed second in his class, should get an honorable mention. But anyway, back to Tom Platz. 1981, is there any doubt? Is there any doubt? This picture speaks volumes. Tom Platz, one of the few bodybuilders to go up to congratulate Franco Colombo, and that showed a lot of class for Tom Platz to do that. I mean, he's not going out there saying, well, I should have won. Give me my trophy. I'm going to throw it up against the wall or in the parking lot. Whatever. Look at the size difference. Not even close. So Tom Platz, he will go down in history as being one of the greatest third place or bronze medalists at the Olympia in Olympia history. Will he be my favorite? I'll let you know at the end. 1982, lightning strikes again. This time it was Casey Viator placing third, and Chris Dickerson once again gets into that first call out. He won the event, 1982, Chris Dickerson. And you could argue just as much about Casey Viator winning this event as you could for Tom Platz the year prior, and it was old Frank Zane. They gave Frank Zane the silver medal, and he wasn't even happy about that. But either which way, speaking of Tom Platz, he did return in 1982, but he had a very badly torn bicep, and when it comes to the top of the top, it does hurt your placings. I think he placed 4th or 5th. I think Al Beckles even beat him that year, but yes, Casey Viator, one of my favorite bodybuilders. I knew about this guy back when I was, 7 years old. Just a boy. We had an old book, an old Nautilus book. It showed pictures of some bodybuilders in there, and Casey Viator was one of them. Wow. Memories. So one of the greatest silver medalists in Olympia history. 1984 featured Jusup Wilkosz in that third place position, and the bronze medal is his highest Olympia placing. 1986, there was Mike Christian, and he was a decent bodybuilder for sure. He got third, 86 Olympia. And in 1988, Barry DeMay, he got third at that year's Olympia. So that was 3 pretty decent third place Olympians in a row. I don't think that they're of the caliber of a Tom Platz or Casey Viator for their time. 1989, Vince Taylor, a superb bodybuilder. He captured third place, of course, with Lee Haney around. I mean, there's not much of what you would call a debate. 1991, he did it again. Vince Taylor is the very first ever bodybuilder that placed third 2 times at the Olympia, and that was his highest placing. Yeah, see, I had to finish it off with that because I'm sure there was a couple of guys that placed third. Frank Zane, I think, might have placed third a couple of times. One of them did, and then placed a higher placing. Anyway, the next time that a guy placed third at the Olympia, and that was his highest placing, was not until 1999. And it was Chris Cormier, because there was so many guys like your Sean Ray, your Nassers, and your Flex Wheelers, and your Kevin Lavronis, all those guys. They had that third place wrapped up, 4th too. So it was pretty hard to get that third place and have it be your highest placing. But Chris Cormier, one of the greatest. And I often talk about this pitcher, how he is giving Ronnie Coleman a run for his money in the rear lat spread. And he is. In the back itself, if you don't look at the glutes, things of that nature. Of course, there's other shots that would say, well, it's not even close, Mark's max muscle. It's not even close. So at the end of the day, yeah, it's not a debate, but still a great, one of the best third place Olympians of all time in Chris Cormier. He picked up another third place finish in 2002, joining Vince Taylor in such a prestige of having 2 bronze medals. 2002, though, Chris Cormier, not his best. Fast forward to 2004, Gustavo Badell places third at the Mr. Olympia event. Never placed any higher than that. This was a great version of Gustavo Badell. Now, in 2005, he would do it again, but, dare I say, much like Chris Cormier, nowhere near as good. I thought he was much, much better in 2004 than in 2005. But he does join, like Chris Cormier joined Vince Taylor, he also joins those 2 gentlemen with the prestige of having 2 bronze medals, and that being your highest placing at the Olympia. It never happened again until 2013 with Dennis Wolf. So all of those years in between, guys were placing third that either won the Olympia, like Dexter Jackson or Phil Heath, things of that nature, or they at least placed second. Wow, what a drought. What a drought. So Dennis Wolf, yes, very good version in 2013. He deserved it. I think he deserved third. There was a debate for whether he could have placed 4th, so 2018, Flexitron Sean Roden takes the title, dethrones Phil Heath. So by default, pretty much, Phil landed in second, putting Roelly the Beast Winklaar in third. Boo-bunder, the Boo-bunder from down under. So there is a pretty good argument that says this Roelly the Beast Winklaar is one of the very best, if not the best, third place Olympian of all time. Considering there is a lot of shots here, guys. There is definitely a lot of poses where Roelly does beat Phil Heath. So you could argue at least a second place, and then you could say, well, he could have beat Sean Roden as well. But anyway, taking nothing away from the actual judging of this event, I am just very high on Roelly the Beast Winklaar and his version that he brought here in 2018. And that is the last, considering we are not counting Nick Walker or Samson Dauda. Come on, guys. Give these two dudes credit, considering they are still in the scene for a first call-out at the Mr. Olympia event. So we can absolutely write these guys off as saying they're only ever going to get third at the Olympia. Maybe they will, but who am I to say? Who am I to say? Who is the greatest third-place bodybuilder of all time? Tom Platz. I think it's Tom Platz. And I'm not saying if you took Tom Platz from 1981, that was the year, by the way. I'm not saying if you took this version of him, he'd beat Roelly the Beast Winklaar. No way. It's just not going to happen, guys. Well, it'll be close, but you know what I mean. The decades, you can't judge a guy from 1981 to 2018. It just can't happen. But for his time, for the competition that he was up against, Tom Platz, 1981, I believe that more people would say he deserved the title than any other third-place bodybuilder. You could even throw in the guys that placed third and ended up winning the Olympia or placing second. But definitely anybody on this video. Now, who was close? I think Chris Cormier. Also, Roelly, like we just seen. I believe there's at least some people out there who believe that he should have won, could have won. And a lot of people don't mention Casey Viator. But Casey Viator placing third, 1982, almost as good as that Tom Platz. Because realistically, he could have won. He could have won. Nobody would have complained. And people actually would have cheered if Tom Platz did pick up that win in 1981. But that's just my opinion. Let me know yours in the comment section below. Who was the greatest? Who was the best third place bodybuilder of all time? And remember, they can't be a third place guy if they went on to win the Olympia. Lee Haney, 1980, 83. Baby plea. Hit thumbs up. Subscribe. Have a great one, guys.